These empty dog bowls now sit as a heartbreaking reminder of what was lost. For Steve Mahler and his wife, they're more than just feeding dishes. They're symbols of the pain and emptiness left behind after a horrific bee attack claimed the lives of 6 of their beloved dogs on Saturday morning. Mahler shared the emotional story of that terrifying moment, one that has left his family shaken and searching for answers.
So while I was asleep, a young man who worked with me here, Andrew, he came to work, right, and he seemed that he discovered what was happening. And he gave me a call. He was all panicking and stuff like that, and tell me, please don't come outside whatsoever. A lot of killer bees out there. It seems that all the dogs are dead. I said, what? How could that be? He said, yes. He said, the dogs are dead. He said, I'm going to look at my big German Shepherd that I had to the back. He said, and he's dead already. And, here are the other ones. And when he came out, then the bees, they attacked him also.
The swarm of bees emerged from an old abandoned wooden house nearby. It turns out the bees had made themselves at home, building a hive inside the walls of the structure. Concerned, Mahler reached out to the Belize Agricultural Health Authority for help. They pointed him to the Ministry of Agriculture, but when he contacted the ministry, he was told no one could assist. Everyone was tied up with the National Agriculture and Trade Show happening in Belmopan.
All the dogs are dead. And guy had 2 horses over there. I think one of them be really hurt bad. I don't know if he survived. And he managed to get out the other one, right? Some people had other animals that were killed around in the area. But everybody tell me that they can't do nothing. Agriculture can't do nothing. Baja can't do nothing because everybody did at the showground. I said, but I don't find that correct. When I don't left nobody back in a Belize City or nowhere as an emergency team if something happened. I said, what's supposed some children also get killed in this area? There is nobody around who could do anything.
With no help from the government agencies, Mahler turned to a private company, Oriana Bee Rescuing Service. Ironically, they too were busy at the annual fair in Belmopan. But unlike the public offices, the company had a backup team ready. That team quickly responded to Mahler's call for help.
In this case that we went on Mr. Mahler was an emergency case. We need to move as fast as possible. We get there, secure the area, and we started to open and rip the walls of the house. It was a large hive that was on the wall, and we tried to move as fast as possible that we can to remove it so we can there is no damage around.
Then I got in touch with the mayor, and the mayor, I must say, he stepped on it right away, right? And he told me, make him talk to the exterminator. And he did. And he made arrangement, and the Bali came, sent his team in.
Fernando Oriana says he has received more calls for bee emergencies this year than last year. He also explained that the hives he has uncovered this year are much larger than previous years. But what causes these animals to get in defense mode?
When we get into this season, the bees start to bring in a lot of nectar and pollen to their hives, so that also helps the queen to increase their population. Their population can get up to 80,000 bees. So when their population is way super large, their hives get big, and any type of noise or something that they can feel threatened, sometimes spray, maybe hairspray, or sometimes they try to spray a fish or a bug spray or something, and that irritates them, and they get very defensive for them and aggressive for us.
Mahler says his yard just doesn't feel the same without his beloved pets. The loss of all 6 in such a tragic way has left a painful void. The bee attack didn't stop there. It also targeted workers on a nearby property, adding to the chaos and concern.
So all I guess today, horrible when I get up and the whole yard quiet, nothing at all.
Baja's managing director, Zoe Robinson Zetina, reached out to News 5 to explain that when she received Mahler's call, she informed him that they are not equipped to respond to bee emergencies. Baja then relayed the information to the Ministry of Agriculture. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.